Hello, all, and welcome back to a new episode of Movies and Us, a weekly gathering place filled with conversations about movies, stories, and connection. My name is Jennifer Hahn.
And I'm Sarah Callan.
And today we are going to be reviewing the film Weapons, and we are joined by a very special guest. She's been on the pod for some really great, really fun films in the past. CeCe Clemons is back, y'all. So, CeCe, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, CeCe Clemons. Glad to be here to talk about Weapons. I'm super excited. I'm glad that you guys asked me to join on this one. It was an immediate yes for me. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a good one, and there's lots to talk about in this film, I think. So, Sarah, IMDb summary for Weapons. Start us off.
When all but one child from the same class mysteriously vanish on the same night at exactly the same time, a community is left questioning who or what is behind their disappearance.
Who or what? Could be anything. Something you might not expect. So, our one-sentence summaries for Weapons in Movies and Us tradition. CeCe, do you want to kick us off as our guest with your one-sentence summary for this film?
You want me to start off? Okay.
So ready.
Mine would be when in doubt, anime run it out.
Yep. You're not wrong.
That got all of my attention, so I had to put that in there.
Oh, so good. At rhymes too.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. She's a poet, everybody. So, Sarah, what is your one-sentence summary for Weapons?
Mine is, don't let strangers into your home, even if they are family.
We gotta be careful out here. My one-sentence summary is, rebranded Gollum plays dress up, finds new toys to possess, and new lives to ruin.
I love that rebranded Gollum.
Yes.
Listen, she's got there's some threads that, there's some things.
You're not wrong. Yeah.
There's some things
All right.
for sure.
So we're gonna not spoil this movie quite yet. High level thoughts about Weapons. Let's start off. CeCe, how did Weapons land with you? It sounds like pretty favorably, but yeah, any thoughts?
Yes. Mm-hmm. I loved it. On the favorite first time watch, this was my favorite first time watch last year, and just one of my favorite first time watches ever. And I love that. I love how the trailer, like what you just the summary you gave, that's all the trailer gave us. And yeah, so the movie for me was a wild ride, and I loved every second of it. But yeah, this landed very well for me. It was right up my alley. It had horror in there. It had a little comedy, which I was not expecting. And I love to laugh, if you couldn't tell. And even though I didn't love every single part and there were some questions I had, I was like, I don't care. I love it. And that's not common with me. Like, if I don't have my satisfactory like closure, I'm like, nope. But this one, it just didn't matter. It's like, well, we have to put that on the top somewhere if that's how I'm feeling. So yeah, I really
had unending grace for this film. It could do no wrong.
We'll let you slide, I guess. But yeah, I really love this movie.
Excited to dive into hear some of the details of what really resonated with you and whatnot. So I'm excited to dive in after a spoiler. But Sarah, thoughts about Weapons?
Yeah, I had a good time with this. It's not going to be on my favorite watches of 2026. But all in all, had a good time, solid film. I have some issues with the structure and the pacing of it that kind of took me out of the film. There are some little details that also took me out of the film. But all in all, a good time, well made. Loved Amy Madigan's performance. Glad that she is getting all of the flowers absolutely deserved. And so I loved Barbarian, and this is a really good follow-up to that film. So I'm really excited to see what is next, because obviously, like, Zach Krieger is very good in the horror genre, and I'm very curious to see what he'll create next. But yeah, had a good time, even though I think that there are some issues that kind of took me out of the film a little bit.
Curious to hear what those are for you. It's a specifically structured story, which I wonder could either really land with you or maybe makes it a little bit disjointed. Uh, yeah, I don't typically watch a lot of horror. I'm like seemingly every movie fan. Like there's just like this niche of people that love this genre. But I really enjoyed Weapons, which I was surprised by. I thought this was going to be like a okay, I watched the film to do the homework for the Oscars. Great performance from Amy Madigan, obviously. But I think what I really love is a film that has a lot to say and is taking real world dynamics and exploring them through the medium that is this art form. And I think there's a lot here with the children and what a lot of the children experience that I'm like, gosh, that is timely for the moment that we're living in right now. And I think there's a lot of really great emotional dynamics in this film that I think I was surprised to see done so well. I was expecting kind of like a flashy, exciting thrill ride and a visceral experience from this film, but there was actually a lot more depth, emotional depth to this film than I was expecting, which was a pleasant surprise. So that really worked for me. And I'm curious everyone's thoughts about the structure because I quite enjoyed it to piece things together, but maybe there's some bones to pick from Sarah on some of those things. So with that, let's give a spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Weapons, we're about to dive in and talk about all the parts of this film. And I think as with any like thriller, mystery, horror film, you gotta go in blind. Okay, so go watch the movie, come back, listen to the rest of our combo. So yeah, CeCe, I'm actually curious. Let's start with some of the things that really worked for you in Weapons. And like, when was the point where you're like, I'm here for this? Like, I'm locked in on this journey. This movie's really working for me.
Well, several things went well for me. Honestly, like the opening scene, um, when the girl was just narrating what was
Mm,
going on, just like from the trailer. I was like, oh, so like the first few minutes of the
mm,
trail of the movie is the trailer. That's it. Wow. Okay. And hearing how she talked, like she sounded like a little girl. She's like, and the people were like, blah blah blah, and they were like, I was like,
mm,
oh my god, I love this so much already. And then when they showed Justine, when they showed the name there, I had a feeling they were gonna play around with the structure of it, and I was like, sign me up, I'm here. I was like, okay, we're in for something really good. It was at that moment when I saw Justine, it was over from there for me.
so it's like
I just felt,
minute
I just
7.
knew,
I
I
love
just
it.
knew like we're about to get crazy. I already knew.
Oh, so
But
I
good.
yeah,
love that.
Okay.
But I also loved how this opened it with the girl kind of narrating and you don't know what in the world is going on.
Mhm.
It reminded me of like ghost stories that you would tell around the campfire. Like it felt like that. This like, okay, come on and let's get close. We're going to tell this spooky story. Get ready to be afraid. Like I thought that that was such a cool way to like get us into that mindset. And I don't know, it was like a much quieter and more subtle way that I expected to enter this story.
yeah, definitely agree.
Yeah,
What
and
about you?
it's neat to see the way that we don't get to see many faces through in that opening sequence. So we never get to see Alex's face. I think we don't really or barely see the parents or kind of there's a shot specifically of like Alex and Gladys and the father that's just there
Mm,
physically present, and it's a
yeah,
shot from behind, and so you just see the POV from almost like looking at the detectives and just these three heads in front of you, and you don't get to see who it is. And it was neat to see the way that the POV changes and kind of unfolds throughout the film. So you experience the same moments, but from a different perspective, which is is very much in line with a lot of like the way mysteries unfold. You thought you knew the story that was being told, but it keeps shaping and morphing and changing as you gather more information from a different perspective. So that piece worked really well for me too. I was also like, who is the girl? Why is she telling the story? Is she going to be important? Is she not? Is she just like the Disney Once Upon a Time and the book open narrator just telling the story? Like what happens with the girl? There's just so many questions from that opening scene.
Yeah. Yeah, they did a really great job of, like, just getting us right into it, like, this is what happened at 2:17 in the morning. They
217.
ran, and then they immediately went into what the highlight for me, what actually what got my attention before, during, and still after, is just the
Mm.
iconic Sonic run they were hitting, like, the whole time, like, "What? I need that. Let me watch that. Let's watch it again." I went to the movies twice. And then I saw it twice at home after. It's like I don't know. It's just iconic
Wow.
behavior they were doing with that. I haven't seen anything like that. I've seen the Sonic run and the anime run, but the way they were doing it was really cool. And I
Mm,
guess I can tie that into, like, mentioning that, like, later on when we probably talk about, like, the end of the movie. But
mm.
yeah, that run is that's like the number one thing for me. It was funny, but it was also very cool. It just really captivated me every time. And then that score, ugh, the music choices, like, stop, turn it off.
Yeah.
Creepy. It was bothering me in the great way. So yeah,
Mm.
all of those elements just really work for me. And we're not even like 10 minutes into the movie at this point.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is minute like 7. Cece's locked
Yeah.
in.
I was completely locked in. When Justine
Mm.
hit, I was like, yeah, this is over. We're good. It would have taken a lot for me to not, like, vibe with it.
What was it about seeing that name Justine, white text and a black screen, knowing that we were going to kind of go through this almost anthology of stories in segments that was exciting to you? Like, do you find that you typically resonate with those kind of stories? Is it the fact that we're now changing POV to uncover this that was thrilling? Yeah, because it's such a specific choice and you're the target audience for it. Like it landed
Yes.
exactly for you. So I'm curious, what is it about that type of storytelling structure that was exciting to you?
Well, I was mainly excited because I saw the movie was, like, over 2 hours, and I was
Mm,
like, "Ooh, 2-hour movies, that's not the longest," but when I see a movie that's 2 hours, I'm like, I'm probably gonna,
hmm
like, be sleepy on a good portion of this." But
uh-huh.
when I saw that, well, the font, just the font of it, of Justine, it just, I don't know, it did something for me. I was like, "Ooh, that font is cool, I like it." And then the shot of showing Justine, and I love her hair.
Mm.
I forget her name, Julia, her actual name,
Julia
the actress.
Gardner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Julia
Julia
Yeah,
Gardner.
Garner.
I've seen some of her other stuff, especially Ozark,
Okay.
Mhm.
and I love
Yeah.
her curly hair and the shot of that with the glasses, the side shot. I was like, "Okay, yeah, they're doing it. They're doing it here today on this day." Um, and, yeah, I love that. I mean,
Mm,
we talked about this before. Kill Bill Volume 1, my favorite movie, it was structured that way too. So, I don't know if that's just the thing for me, but yeah,
mm.
I'm all over the place. But when I saw that, when I saw it open with Justine, I was like, okay, that's gonna help this 2 hour runtime.
Ah.
Cause I was like, how are they going? So we already know what the mystery is. We know, like, what happened. We know that they got up at this time. They disappeared and never
hmm
came back. How are they going to make this work for 2 hours and make it
mm,
interesting and engaging? Because I would imagine 2 hours just going from beginning to end, it would have, like, it would have dragged a little bit. That's
mm.
what my initial thought was. But when I saw that, I'm like, oh, they're gonna, like, keep going back and forth, and that's gonna help fill in that time, fill in that gap. And
Yeah.
yeah, it worked very well for me.
Mm, mm. It sounds like it almost you expecting a linear story as we do from most of our storytelling, but knowing that this is out now like a multidimensional story, like that expanding of the possibilities was thrilling to you and dopamine
Very
hit in
much
your
so.
brain. You're like, let's go.
Yes, it just
Okay.
clicked something for me. I don't know. Yeah.
Mm, I love that. I love that. I also really loved the segmented storytelling. I think that kept me really engaged as well. Sometimes, like, it gets a little bit, it drags a little in the middle sections of films sometimes, and they're like still dragging out the big main question of the movie of like what happened, and and you're like slowly figuring out some details, but you're like, all right, just tell me now. And it was cool to inhabit the minds of different people in this society, what seems like a very like close knit small town kind of community where everyone knows each other, everyone's like exes of each other, go way back and have like all this history, and being able to inhabit like many different tiers and roles within the society, I thought was really notable. We go from like someone who is in a position of power in the police department all the way to someone who has no home and is trying to figure out how to survive, and they all intersect in this story. And I thought that was really significant to showcase the dimensions of society and how they're all part and important in this story, instead of just one angle. Like the police are trying to find what happened, and the detectives are finding there's actually everyone has a hand in it in some way. The teachers, the police, the homeless, the parents, they all are invested in this story. And I think when big things happen in small, close knit communities, that's the case. Everyone has a dimension that hits home for them in some way. And so that really worked for me from like a emotional storytelling perspective. But I'm curious for you, Sarah. You've got some poems
She
to
said
pick,
I hated it.
perhaps.
Well, I wouldn't say that I hated it. And I really like it in theory for all of the reasons that you were just talking about, Jen. I think that that's really cool. I think for me, it was too much. It was too many perspectives or the ways that they were intercut. So that moment when Benedict Wong comes in running and attacks
Mhm.
Justine, that was when I was like, oh, this is getting good. Like, I'm here for this.
Mm.
And then we cut to Paul, who I do not care about. I was like, why are we hanging out with this guy? He can go away. I don't care. Like, I understand why all of those things happen the way that they do in the film, but I felt myself getting so interested and so excited. And then we switched to the other character and I went, oh,
Mm.
like I don't care about this. And so then it just felt like kind of like meandering for a little while until we got like locked back into the main storyline. Again, I
Mm.
understand why it's structured that way and we do learn some stuff from Paul and James, but I was like, I think there's other ways that we could have gotten here without detouring to those two characters. And I definitely felt the 2 hours of this runtime. So in my head, I'm just wondering, could we have cut like 15 minutes of this by maybe not detouring to their stories, but still have the things happen that affect the larger plot? I don't know. So that is the main issue that I had with the different perspectives. I liked what they did when you can see the same event from multiple perspectives. I always think that's really interesting to see in film,
Mm.
but I think some of the details of how that were laid out actually made me disengage from the film rather than engage in it like more deeply.
Mm. So it sounds like
That's
it was
fair.
the
That's fair.
execution.
Because when Benedict Wong came in, I was like, "This is crazy,"
It was
and then
so cool.
and creepy, and no
Yes.
one called. This dude is running like
No.
this. No one called the cops, and then just Justine's just lack of like survival skills.
Just
What?
screaming.
Let me just stare at him for like 20 business seconds while he's coming. I don't care who it is. What? And then she realized who it was, and at that point, he's in her face trying to bite it off. It's like, girl, what are you doing? And
No
then it
sense of
cuts.
self-preservation. Like
Yeah.
nothing.
When she was in the car,
Yes.
I
Mhm.
unfortunately
Ugh.
when she walked out, I yelped. I was like, "Ooh!" It was embarrassing because I was expecting something else. I was expecting someone to like start like sprinting, like
Yeah.
hit that get out run or something. You know what I mean? Or charging, and she just like, what is that? And she left her car unlocked. Like, what? Okay, sorry. That
Here's
was fresh. Yeah,
here's my
go ahead.
thing with that. I was so annoyed with that. I was like, "Ma'am, we already know that she has no sense of self-preservation, but like this entire town hates you. Your car was already vandalized and you are here
Hmm.
drunk on a stakeout of this student's house and you leave your car doors unlocked. I don't believe that you feel like you're in danger if you're just out here leaving your car doors unlocked. Just me in a regular living my life, I would not be sitting in my car with my car doors unlocked. Like, I just, I was so frustrated. It makes for a really cool moment, though, in the film. I was like,
Really
this is
cool.
really awesome. But also, why are your doors unlocked? Again, it's a little detail that I got real hung up on.
Oh
It
no,
just
me
is what
too.
it is.
It's like, oh, what are you doing?
But
But
this is the
yeah,
rules of horror movies. Like the protagonists are they got something is disconnected up here a little bit when it comes to these moments. We love to watch dumb
that's
people be dumb
true. I will
as they get
say with
chased.
horror movies in general, that trope is like it's a pet peeve. Like I get it. Like they did it well here, considering.
Yeah,
But
reasonable enough.
there's some movies like guys. we're we got to have some smart choices. The stumbling over nothing, the standing there while they're running at you from 20 miles away. Please,
Ah.
please. But yeah, if that happens too much, I'm not gonna like. I hate it. I can't do it.
Hmm.
But yeah, but seeing him come after her, and then I seen like cutting it off and starting with. I think I forgot his. Is it James? That's the guy that they switched to.
Paul is the cop, James is the unhoused guy, I
Okay,
think.
Paul. Okay. Yeah, I think that felt more of like we leaned into like the more comedic elements, the funny parts, and the other
Yep.
guy that was the with the crackhead. What
Hmm.
is that James? I'm terrible with names.
That's
I'm
honestly, I had the
terrible.
same problem too because these are just like so many generic white
Look,
people
I feel good
names. It's
because
like James,
there's
Marcus,
very few
Paul.
shows that I know all the names, and not even all of them. But
Yeah.
that was more
James
for
James is the unhoused guy. Yeah, you're right.
okay, okay.
You got it.
Unhoused, yes,
Yes.
unhoused guy. I need to use that term instead. Um, but
Hmm.
yeah, that added like that made it super funny. That added like some humor to it. But I get where you're coming from. I feel like if they did it just in a linear format, it probably wouldn't have turned out as well with that runtime. I don't think it would have done as well as a whole without kind of flip flopping like that.
Hmm.
But yeah, I definitely get where you're coming from on that.
Yeah. I think also they could then pace and save a lot of the big explosive moments for the very end because we're like stimulated enough by following the different storylines that they don't need to do like a splashy sequence of thrill somewhere in the middle mark to like keep us engaged. You know, like they could afford to drag all of that out until the last 20 minutes before children are running and ripping people to shreds.
Best scene ever. We'll
All
talk
right,
about it
Cece, tell us
later.
about your
You
thoughts
want to talk
about how
about it?
this ending. Yeah.
So the ending, I I hate a character, anybody in general that's just hurting kids. I don't like it. I don't like them. They need to go.
Mhm.
They need to just disappear, evaporate from the earth immediately. That's always been my thing. And Amy did such a great job playing Gladys's character. She was just so cruel to my boy Alex. She was so mean to him. When his name popped up, I was depressed. Like, what are we doing? Like, why are
Yeah.
you the music choice that like that doom 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 like that in the background? I felt so sorry for him, just so bad, and really just props to him. This is a smart kid. When she told him to get like the items for each kid to to bring back, he was thinking, he said,
Yes.
I'm not about to grab like different items. I'm about to get these name tags. What are you talking about? Like, you know what,
Genius.
Alex? You are a genius. There we go. That's a smart kid right there. And I didn't even know if that would have worked, but it did. But seeing that played out and how she had his parents like stab themselves with a fork, I'm just like, I need this woman to go now. That's
Hmm.
where my mind was. And then at the end, when Alex, he hit a 360 on her, he was able to control them. That when you heard, was it the like a ding sound that they use? And she immediately knew. She's like, "Oh," and the way it's like not so first, it's like what the exact thing that I wanted to happen, it happened, and it happened in like such a beautiful. It happened more beautifully than I could have ever imagined. They ran after that woman, and I love how she like her performance. She really sold it. Like
Mhm.
the way she was just yelling, like running like extra, like I'm an old woman running. It was hilarious, and I'm like, we have anger going on here, we have sadness,
Yeah.
we want some redemption here, vengeance, and then I'm laughing at the same time. What? There's too many emotions going on right now, and then running through people's houses. And what I love, a detail I didn't pay attention to like the third time, is the way uh and I don't know if it may not be this deep, but the way, the kids when they were under Gladys, their arms are down, Sonic style, anime style. But when the boy when he switch things up, they were running different.
Mm.
They wanted, it's like they were conscious and like aware somewhat, and they like
Yeah.
wanted to go after. So they're running like this, yelling, all of the things. And when they finally got her, and that the girl at the end before like she tackled Gladys, props to her, because that was some awesome stuff. She just kept going, went through the window, the glass door, and then she was smart. She was going somewhere. She's paused for a minute, saw another angle. Went like, wait a minute now, hold on. Okay, there's still conscious in there, and
Yeah.
then just tackled her, and then they just ripped her to shreds, literally. It just ripped her face off and legs apart. That was crazy, but it was so beautiful. It was too many emotions, and it was so beautiful. I was at the movie, was like, oh my god, this is peak. Like what? And I had like a little tear, like scrolled. I was like, this is crazy. It's like I could not handle this right now. I could not. And
Yeah.
that's how that scene played out for me. There you go. But
It
yeah,
really
it was a
is
great
so many
payoff.
emotions all at once, though. Like you were
It
saying,
was a great payoff.
I I thought I would feel like initially it's like, oh my god, this is horrifying, but you zoom out and you're like, it's this film doesn't take itself too seriously, which I think allows us to be kind of like, yo, all these kids are ripping this woman to shreds. Oh my god, like I found myself also nervously laughing, but there's catharsis. There's a feeling of justice. Like she doesn't get taken in by the detectives, or she doesn't get shot by the police or anything. It's the children that seek their vengeance and get their sense of justice done. And and then after it's over, they're all just standing silently around her in this like the neatest circle I had ever seen in my entire life. Wild. And it's emotional too. It's sad too, because you're like, these children will never be the same again. But then also, shoot, I feel satisfied for them that they got to have their moment too. It's all swirling together all at once.
And like you said, Cece, it's really well shot too. I really loved, I mean, throughout the film, I loved the camera work and the way that you see the camera following the characters. And it was so cool to watch uh, these kids chase Aunt Gladys through all of these houses and through this neighborhood. Like it was just, I loved watching the cinematography and seeing how they were able to capture all of it in such a really beautiful way, which I was really surprised by given that it's a horror movie and where the film ends. My one nit about that whole ending, it looks so cool, but my one nit is
Okay.
if this town is so scared because all of their kids disappeared, why are all of their doors unlocked? It makes for a really cool shot. It looks great. These kids causing tens of thousands of dollars of property damage. It looks cool, but why are their doors unlocked? I don't understand. So that was my one little like nit while watching, even though I was having a great time.
That's a good point. With their kids in there, in the house.
I didn't even
I'm
think about
sorry to
that.
bring
Yeah.
everyone down, but that was my question.
Because the kids, they just they just went through it. But Gladys, she ran through there. She
hmm
just wow.
Yeah, she was opening doors.
What are
Like,
we
why are your
doing?
doors unlocked? Aren't you supposed to be scared?
What are we doing? That's a good point.
That's
Yeah.
true. I didn't think about
I'm
that at
sorry,
all.
everyone.
Just throw the
I
whole
can't
movie
watch
away
movies
now.
with you
I hate
anymore.
it. No.
But it looks so cool. It's such a
It's
It
very
does.
cathartic
cool.
ending. But I was like, why are your doors unlocked? I can't enjoy this fully because your doors are unlocked.
Yeah. Yeah. And like the planters are upturned and like glass everywhere.
Oh, it looks so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Like seeing a mess shouldn't feel so satisfying, but somehow it really is.
Yeah. That was
Oh.
just so funny. It was so hilarious. I watched it again last night. I was like, man, it's ridiculous how funny that was. And then
Mhm.
different point of views from different houses. The guy on the lawn, that was probably the funniest one. He was like on the lawn, I think, and she ran. You could just hear her running, and then it stops for like 2 seconds, and then you see all the kids just running and yelling. That was crazy. But yeah, I thought it was
Oh.
hilarious that the father, his name, maybe he called and they just cut that scene out, but he did not care about any of them kids. Like, I get it. Like, if like my whoever my person is, like that's priority. He didn't check on any of them other kids when they were all just standing there. He picked up his son and dipped. I'm like, you're not gonna call anybody? Like, what are you, dude? You're yeah, that apology you gave your son about like not showing, like you need to you need to recheck that. You need to revisit that and just like yeah, just like you're just not a cool dude, man. You're like what are we
hmm
doing? Just letting the kids just stand out there. Like I know we know Gandhi, we know Miss Gandhi, we know she's gonna do it, but he just picked him up and dipped. Thought that was
hmm
funny.
Mhm. I also
That
love
was
the
That's
interesting.
shot of him in the basement with his like iPhone flashlight, just looking for his child. Like, nope, that's not my child. Nope, that's not
Nope.
my kid.
Nope. And then I'm glad standing there like, like I'm like, ugh, that's not even scary. That's just creepy. Why are you looking like that? You didn't look like that at any point in this
Mhm.
movie. But yeah, that was
Yes.
funny.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that's
didn't
so good.
appreciate the jump scares. I don't know if you guys did, but I definitely jumped, and I jumped the second time, and I jumped the third time.
Third time and the fourth time. Yep.
Yeah, I was like, what? Well, I
I
don't
did
know.
every time. I'm very jumpy, so like you
Okay,
give me
that makes me feel
quiet
better.
and I know it's coming and I still will fly 6 feet in the air
I'm usually pretty
because
good.
survival instincts, you know?
After the first watch, I'm usually pretty good, but it was just different. But I think maybe I didn't pay attention to certain details that I could see more of at the house or something. But
Yep.
yeah, that third time, actually, that's the one I recorded. I did posted on my channel, my movie reaction. I was just like, I give up. I can't understand. I can't understand this. I don't. Just delete that. Just
Oh.
take it away.
Yeah. Yeah. So good.
You were just too immersed in the story, is what it was. It just
Yeah,
had you
that's yeah.
hooked and you were in
There we
it.
go.
And
There
so
we
you
go.
Yeah,
just, it happens. There's
yeah.
no shame.
It hits a little different, like because I have an iMac here, and I'm just here, and it's and by myself in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. Makes sense.
I actually didn't start graduating to watching scary movies by myself until last year. So, yeah,
Yeah.
you have to,
Yeah.
you know.
What was the theater experience like? Because when I was watching this film, I was thinking to myself, I'm so glad for my own sanity. I am not watching this in a theater because I think I would shrivel. I would just be cowering in my seat. But I bet it's amazing. Like, I bet it's an epic experience to get to experience all those jump scares for the first time in a theater with that score just enveloping you.
It was amazing. It made it like 20 times better. Um, that part that I yelped at, everyone laughed at me. That was so embarrassing. I don't think I've ever had that happen before. Um, but it was a great experience. Like,
It's fun.
it depends. You have certain crowds that are like, you have to impress me, and then you have people that are just ready to laugh and like be engaged, and that's the crowd I was with. You have people talking to the TV, of course, like, "Go, what are you doing? You
Yeah,
left your door unlocked." You heard all of that,
that's
and
my
then at the
people.
end, just like a bunch of people like laughing at the end and clapping and cheering. That, yeah, I had a
Oh,
really we went with a really great crowd. Yeah, it
that's
was awesome.
amazing.
Yeah, the
Oh,
second
so good.
trip, the second visit, they weren't as hype as the first group. That's okay. But yeah,
Mm,
the it was still a good experience. But the first one was really the highlight. But yeah, it's amazing to watch with a crowd. Really good.
yeah, yeah. And I think that like touches back to something that you were saying earlier, Cece, which is like this film is really funny, like surprisingly really funny, even throughout the film. Like Marcus running, not Marcus, Benedict Wong's character, Marcus. Marcus running through the streets, just like that's how that in and of itself is so funny as his eyes are like bulging out of his head and he's looking like he's deranged. It's hilarious, and I loved how much fun this film had with itself. It doesn't take itself serious. It's not trying to be like a really deep, moody, dangerous horror thriller. It's kind of having a great time, and it's inviting you to too as well, and not take yourself too seriously, which I was shocked at. But yeah, I think that that's a fascinating part of like the tone of this film that was quite surprising.
Yeah, that surprised me too. That's another reason why I really loved this movie, because I wasn't
Yeah,
expecting that, and I didn't
yeah,
expect it to work so well with the like. How are you making me laugh and cry low key and like yelp? What? That's
yeah,
disrespectful. I actually don't appreciate it. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't appreciate that. That's not cool.
yeah.
But yeah, that
It's
worked very
just
well for
too
me.
good. It got you.
Good. Got you so good.
For real.
Well, and I love that it is so fun and so funny, while also that never detracts from the really serious things that are going on.
Yeah.
All of these kids disappearing. Obviously, at the end, like the trauma that the kids and this community just at large has experienced. And the film doesn't shy away from those like deeper, harder themes that it wants to explore, while also having a really good time with what it's doing. And it's hard to maintain that balance, and so few films are able to have that levity and fun while also having depth of emotion there too.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, actually, that's one of the things that I jotted down that I really appreciated is that in the end of this film, we don't have this beautiful restoration, this happy ending, which we sometimes get for the like happy ending little lift at the end of some horror films of like, and there's this tearful reunion between the dad and his son, and he carries him off back home, and you kind of feel the lift out of the headspace that you were in, which is necessary sometimes. But this film kind of ends like making you feel really sad for the future, and even the voiceover, the girl narrating, like it takes months for the kids to start speaking again, and nothing is really the same as it ever was before. And so the stakes of what happens aren't just wiped clean as we went through this thrill of an experience. It's actually like there's real change for every character and everybody in this community, which I appreciated, because I was expecting a kind of a lighter ending, especially with the tones earlier of like the kids running after Gladys, and you'd expect a nice little feeling at the end. And we actually get the opposite of that. It's actually like shit sucks for everybody after this for a long time, and they will be, yeah, having a lot of emotional damage that they have to walk through. And the little girl's telling us all about it at the end, which I was quite shocked by, and how emotional the ending is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably like the main one of the few like things I didn't love about it. Like,
Mm,
it a movie could be incredible, but like if you don't give me that satisfactory ending, I'm like,
yeah.
no. No, don't like it. Well,
Yeah.
I can like it, but like, okay, I can't love it. That's just me though.
Mm.
But this one was a bit different. Just of how like everything, because they like we didn't have like that perfect ending, but they made me laugh a little bit
Yeah.
before they wrapped things up. So I guess that worked. That worked on me. But yeah, and his parents like they haven't spoken. They might not, because they were
Yeah.
under her spell for or her control for the longest compared to the kids. Um, I'm like, man, so we don't know. Like, we're kind of stuck in the middle of it. Like,
Yeah.
okay, some are speaking, some aren't. The parents, they're not speaking. Alex had to move with another aunt. Just trauma after trauma. But
Yeah.
and I wanted more of a like a backstory with Aunt Gladys. Like, okay,
Mm.
when did this start? Like,
Yeah.
that was your sister for real, and you didn't know she was tapping into that. Like,
Yeah.
what? I would know that about my sister. Like, what? What is this dynamic? What is this relationship? What is the age gap? Is there an age gap? But is there not? And it just looks like it because she's sick. I don't know. It was just like a few unanswered questions about her that I wanted. There were some rumors about like maybe doing a prequel. I'm like, I
Yep.
don't know if we need that, but if you release it in theaters, I'll watch it.
Hmm.
But yeah, so it wasn't needed, but I would have liked that just to kind of understand her story. Like, she just came out of nowhere,
Yeah.
destroyed this town's life, and they ate her and ripped her to shreds after. So that's cool. But like, how did we get here? That's crazy.
Mm.
So maybe
Hmm.
they'll explore that later. But yeah, even with that, I was like, you know what? I could put that aside. I love that. Overall, I really loved it. This is a more realistic ending, considering like what she did. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and just one thing, because I don't want to forget when when she asked for the bowl, and he was like, a bowl? And she was like, yeah, it's a peculiarity of mine. I don't even try to rationalize it anymore. She ate that line up. I was like, that quote just changed my life. Like, what? Let me write that down on my phone real quick. I just
Yep.
wanted to know she ate that. Yeah, I really like that line. Now, her reasoning should have been rational. We should have asked questions about that. We should ask more questions, and her intentions were led to a diabolical moment. But that line in itself, that quote, yeah, that stuck with me. At that
Hmm.
point, I was like, okay, yeah, this is one
Can
of
do no
those
wrong.
ones for me. That's it.
Actually, one of the questions I had for y'all was, what did you think? What were your theories that were happening as the film was unfolding of who and or what uh, was stalking this town? Did you have any theories? Were you just kind of letting it unfold before you? Are you that kind of movie watcher? Yeah, curious what theories were forming, or if any at all.
Yeah, I like the story to reveal itself to me. I just the way my brain works, like just existing day to day. I can't, like mystery, murder mystery. You're gonna have to tell me. I can watch it with
I
someone.
love
Hey,
that.
did you peep that? No, I did not.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, neighbor is
And you know what,
neighboring right
Cece?
now. Mhm.
You don't gotta rationalize any of your peculiar
Thank
preferences.
you. There, see, I already used it in a sentence. I love it. But yeah, any movie with a mystery, like I could have some questions like who, like how,
Mm,
but like other than that, I'm just like
just here for the ride.
I can't do this battle. I need y'all to just go ahead and tell me. Go ahead and reveal it, and I'll be surprised and all that. Yeah, but that's just how
Mm-hmm.
my brain works, though. Is it
Mm-hmm.
different for y'all?
I'm
Sarah.
the opposite of you. I have to try and figure it out. I love mysteries. I love puzzles. I need to try and figure it out before the detective does. It's annoying. It is what it is. I am that person who's like, oh, yeah, that little detail is going to inform the end of the movie. It's really annoying, but I'm that person. I'm sorry. Um,
Important.
so obviously from all the marketing, I knew about Aunt Gladys. And so I knew Aunt Gladys was behind it. I just didn't know what Aunt Gladys was.
Mm.
So especially in that scene where she shows up at Marcus's house and they're in their matching Mickey Mouse shirts eating a whole tray of hot dogs. I have so many questions watching a documentary about
Right?
the cordyceps, which we learned
Like
about in The
ants.
Last of Us. Anyway, I
Yep.
have so many questions about them and their relationship, but that's neither here nor there. But when she shows up, I was watching and I was like, guys, have we never watched a vampire film before? What is wrong with you? You do not let the stranger into your house. What are you doing? So like I didn't know what Aunt Gladys was, but when she showed up, immediately my thought went to vampire, which was very wrong, obviously. But I was like, there's something supernatural about her. That is wrong. Don't let her into your house. And they, of course, didn't watch vampire movies, so they didn't know
Nope.
because they were learning about cordyceps. So, whoops.
Well, everything that was playing on TVs throughout this film felt so intentionally designed. So there's that. I think like earlier in the film, someone's watching something around this like hanging string infomercial of like it just hangs in the air, and I kept wondering like of all the things that the writers could have designed to be like a short little segment for that TV bit, it just all felt metaphorical. I think that there's a moment where Justine is teaching the students about like parasitic worms or something of like something inhabiting inside of you and sucking to life. I was like, well, that's Aunt Gladys. That stuff was really neat to see of collecting clues along the way. I'm probably like somewhere in the middle of you two. Like I'll collect some things and be like, maybe this will be important and I'll be rewarded for it. But I'm here for the journey. Just entertain me, wow me.
Yeah, I will say when I
There's
watch movies a second time, then after I
um
already know everything, I'm like, oh, wow, that's crazy. But Sarah would have already clocked that the
yeah,
first round. So
she do be doing that.
let me reveal it to me, and then like I'll pay attention to like all the details. There's some I
Yes.
could pick up on, but there's some just like,
Mhm.
I'm just here for the ride.
Well, earlier in the film, there were so many like dedicated shots to certain things that I was like, why are we doing a close-up shot of like the Coca-Cola? Well, no, that one might be marketing, but like the water that is being placed in front of Marcus as he is being interrogated, and then there was a close-up shot of like the paints for the door that were being put onto the truck that I'm like, okay, is something in the paints? Is something in the water? Is this like an airborne fungi that's haunting everyone? I don't know what it is, but there was some dedicated close-up shots, and I'm like, that's some great like deflection, like a false
Yeah,
alarm of a clue.
Well, and the paint was because Archer painted Witch on Justine's car. So like that one
Yeah.
makes sense. I can't
Yep.
tell you what the water
and the
was,
funny
but
part
And then the
is,
Coke one's probably just smart corporate
you
America.
know,
of
got to do it.
course.
Product placement, man. Makes the world go
Yeah.
round.
Yeah.
And it's funny, ironic he put witch on her car. She obviously wasn't doing that, but Gladys was a witch in a
Right.
way. She, like
Yep.
you were onto something, you didn't even realize it.
It's just the wrong
Hmm.
vehicle that you vandalized.
I think
Yeah.
it is cool that I don't know his name, but the father he like he was the one that was able to like figure things out with the
Yeah.
help of like the two people the two people that were like, hey, I'm not listening to what you tell me. I'm going to keep trying to figure this out. I'm FAFO around here. Like I'm not
Yep.
gonna just sit here. Especially his son is missing. He's like, wait a minute, straight line, and then he happened to be with the right person that he hated at the time. Like, wait, that's so and so's house. And wait, law enforcement, terrible job, terrible job. What do you mean? This is the only boy out of the whole class that is in like, and why would like Gladys? It's just like, why would you have him go to school? Wouldn't that be obvious? But she must have known that they wouldn't have clocked any of this or done any further investigative work. Oh, are you sure? No. This woman with this crazy makeup, his aunt And then, at the beginning, they showed his dad, and I'm glad we just couldn't see it clearly. Like, the father's demeanor looks very strange.
Yeah.
Please use your common sense. Please, newspapers painted all over the windows, like, oh, and they went over their house. Oh well, I guess that's it. No surveillance. Keep looking. If this is the only boy out of the whole class that's still
Right?
there, I'm gonna have to dive deeper into that. That's weird. I'm
Mhm.
gonna have to look further into that. That was just terrible police work. Very, very bad. Very bad job. I just wanted to make a note of that.
I agree. And I love that the film makes that thesis and then complements that with Justine is like the hero of this story. And her care and her love for her students is what ultimately allows this story to unfold and for the truth to finally be told because she's the one that's constantly like, can you check on Alex? Because Alex is probably not okay. What do you mean? Like, you haven't talked to anyone. What about his parents and guardians? How is he doing? Like, her care and her love as a teacher, I think, is a really sweet part of a thread that's woven into this story. It's really emotional too. I love the like short little scenes where she's kind of um getting blamed for like hugging a student when he needed help and like driving one home, which I know is part of just the climate that we're in right now and there's a lot of sensitivity with that, but it was neat to see that tension between her desire to just care for her students and the system in place that maybe doesn't allow for that protective instinct to be fully realized. But she's relentless and she doesn't give up. She continues to say, like, he probably needs help. Someone go look at that home, and she doesn't stop. And that's ultimately what pushes this whole thing to unfold and for the truth to finally come to fruition and for Gladys to get eaten and ripped to shreds. It's very good. It's very
Well,
satisfying.
and I love that, like, obviously she has this heart to care for her students, but she's also really flawed and also kind of sucks for a lot of the movie. Like, all of the adults in this movie kind of suck. And it's varying degrees in which they are the worst. But I really appreciate that even our heroes are so flawed and insufferable, and you kind of don't like them for chunks of the movie. And I think that just helps this work as well as it does because we don't have a knight in shining armor who's going to come and
Mm,
save the day. Like, we don't have this sunshiny protagonist who does everything right, but everyone is flawed. Everyone is screwed up and screwing up in the process. And somehow we are still able to have this really cathartic result. I think that makes this movie better because
mm.
we don't have somebody other than Alex, probably, that we're like fully invested in and
Oh,
fully rooting for. All of the adults were kind of like, keep trying, but you also suck. So live your
Suck
life.
really bad,
Yeah.
really bad. Just toxic. Like, she's flawed. She has a great heart. Is put in the right places, but what the cop guy hooking up with him, and then his what wife, was it his wife?
yeah,
Was he
Donna.
married? Yeah,
Donna comes
her
for vengeance.
her coming after her. I'm like, okay, that was crazy. I'm like, women that do all of that, she's staying with them. That's why she's lashing out like that. Like, why are you doing all
Mhm.
that? That's embarrassing. Please go home. Like, anyone doing all that, they're staying with them. In my opinion.
Mhm.
But that, and then when we saw that he got stuck in the hand from the needle, it's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you have this happen, and you could possibly have some sort of disease, STD or something. Well, not sexually transmitted, but you know what I mean. And then, like, you're going to just, like, come on, man, what's going on? And then this didn't click until, like, I watched it recently. But at first, I felt bad for James when, like, him being taken over and all that. I felt
Oh
bad, but
yeah.
then I realized, like, wait a minute, no, both him and the cop kind of deserve to die, in my opinion. So I don't like bad people to live. I'm sorry. That's just how I'm made, I guess. But so when James, he saw the kids in the basement already,
Oh yeah.
right? Okay. terrible. He dips out, and then he doesn't do anything. He doesn't call anybody. Like, okay, forget that you didn't know. He ended up knowing about the missing kids. Like, okay, you didn't know anything. If I stumble across somebody's basement and I see a bunch of kids, just period, I'm calling. What? Huh? I'm calling the cops. Okay, so he goes to trade in the to get money for the forks he stole.
Okay.
And he looks at the poster. He looks at the missing kids poster, and he's like, eh. He just went, eh.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's not until he looks up at the reward. He's like, oh, you gotta go, bro. You gotta get out of here. That's crazy. It didn't click for me until like I saw like how they shot it. He was like, he looked at the kids missing. Oh, what was it, 50,000? Like that is wild. That is
Mm-hmm.
crazy. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
how everything turned out for him, it sucks to be him, but it's like, dude, come on, man. You gotta do right by them kids. That was not. And then the cop, he was like, "Oh, you're not gonna take all the credit." And he was like, "Boy, please, that's exactly what I'm gonna do." And now they're both gone. And Justine,
Mm-hmm.
she took both of them out.
Yeah.
She had to shoot.
Boom,
I
boom.
forget his name, cop guy, and James.
Mm-hmm.
I am glad she did that. Like, thank you for like when you have to when you have to tap in real quick. Like, look, this is about survival. You're about to kill this guy. You got to go. I'm glad that she was able to get there amidst all the other stuff she was like lacking on. Like, you know what? You came through at the very end. She came through. But yeah, that
And
was it.
she pauses too to like plead one more time before she gets choked to death and gives them a chance. Granted, they're possessed, but she tries to not commit murder. And then she's like, well, I gotta do what
But
I gotta do.
that's how it always should be. It's usually not like that. So I'm very glad they did that for us on
Yeah.
this one. Very
Yeah.
glad.
Oh, yeah. So good. So, Sarah's thesis remains sound. All the adults in this movie suck.
100%.
Self-interested. Every single one of them. Most of them. They're trying. Justine, I would say, is trying. She's trying her dang best. Man, I have to say, I would love to do a watch along with CeCe because I feel it'd be so funny just to hear your running comedy. I hope you're the type of person that like talks to the characters in the movies. Maybe if it's one that you've seen before, but like
A
I just feel
little
like it's so
bit.
funny.
A
Your
little
running
if
consciousness.
Yeah, I do. Especially
Good.
when I do my reactions. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'll be down for that. I also have my
So
movie
funny.
reaction for it too. So it you don't get the
So good.
full length, but yeah, that's that was one of my more fun reactions I've done in a minute. Yeah. Actually
Yeah.
my last favorite before Weapons was Smile 2. So I guess when it comes to horror, yeah, I'm really
Yeah.
engaged.
I just need to hear
Yeah, I don't
you
want to
yell at
see.
characters that are being
Oh yeah,
dumb.
I do that.
That's all I want in life. That's
I
all
do that. Yeah. I definitely am on that. I'm on that type of behavior.
Yeah. And then Sarah can just tell us what's going to happen at the end.
Yeah. I don't mind. Like I love it. I love like if I'm watching a movie with someone like, hey, that's that's foreshadowing
Mhm.
right there. Sometimes
Mhm.
some people take it a little too far. Sometimes, but it's like okay. Like I had a friend like he likes to watch the subtitles. I'm like, oh, you see the
Oh.
title of that song right there? Yeah, foreshadowing. He's explaining. I'm like, hey. I want to be shocked and awed. Okay, I want to be surprised. don't
Shut your
don't tell
mouth.
me what don't tell me what this whole movie is going to be about in the first 10 minutes, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's just me though. But I do like watching that with someone that's like really engaged. That
Yeah.
kind of
It's
like
really
picks up on
fun.
things that I don't pay attention to. But yeah,
Continuity
yeah,
errors. Sarah's got you too.
I got you.
yeah.
Continuity errors, bringing us back to reality, like lock your doors. Like, I'm here with all of that stuff that
Like,
we don't need that will ruin your movie watching
Yeah.
experience. You can count on me.
like, wait a minute. That's great.
Oh. And I will be there with my snacks in front of most of my line of sight, peeping over the edge, just so I can at least follow the plot, you know?
I love horror
Yeah,
movies.
that'd be great.
Love them. Just by myself, it's different. But
Mm,
the way I watch movies, eventually it was inevitable. Like if I want to watch some scary movies, I have to watch some by myself. If I want to watch them when I
yeah,
want to watch them, yeah.
yep,
I just
yep.
I'm a movie going addict. I have to make it work.
Mm-hmm,
If I can
mm-hmm.
avoid it, I absolutely
You
will.
will. Drag it to anybody.
Yeah, like you come on. Like when
Your Tuesday night is now very free. I've canceled all of your plans for you. You're welcome.
like my sister, she lives in Dallas now, but which is a few hours
Yeah.
from me. But we used to watch scary movies together,
Oh,
and the whole
fun.
movie we would just lock arms just the whole
I
time, waiting like
love
oh oh, just like
it.
yeah. Particularly
Yep.
The Conjuring series and Insidious, the whole movie
Oh.
locked in. I
You're
love that whole
going
experience.
nowhere. You're not
Literally,
allowed to leave.
literally.
I
Baby
know you might
says
need to
she's not on
pee, but
that.
you're going to have to pee your pants at the next jump scare. Sorry to
Like,
you.
oh wait, oh nothing happened yet. Oh, oh, okay. Waiting to be scared. That was crazy.
That's so fun. I
Yeah,
love it. I
but
love
yeah.
it. Well, any other last thoughts about weapons before we wrap? This was awesome. This was so fun.
I've said what
We
I
hit them
yeah.
all.
I just wanted to make sure the peculiarity line was said. That
Yeah,
was
that's
really
good.
the main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I
need to just
think
like
let us know when you
post
use that IRL when someone looks at you
Mhm.
funny when you make a request, and just hit them
okay.
back with a banger, you know?
Yeah, I love that. I'm like, "Oh, that's sticking with me for life." I
That's the
love
energy I would
that.
like to exist in the world with.
I hate her character. I don't like what she's doing, but that line is gonna that's working for me. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good.
Inspiration comes in all kinds of places, so it don't matter.
Yeah.
Pick what's good, leave what's not, you know?
Mhm.
Maybe
Yeah.
possessing the children we leave behind, but like the badass way to live in the world,
We'll
sure.
compartmentalize. We'll put we'll move that over.
Yeah. Yeah. Her makeup tactics, not taking any inspo
Oof,
from that. No.
non-existent.
No.
Yeah. But I
Non-existent.
do
Just
wanna shout out the
Yep.
costume
And
team and the
hair,
makeup
makeup.
team because
yeah.
whoever designed Aunt Gladys did an incredible job. Like,
So good.
Yeah.
her look, her outfits, her Mary Poppins bag from hell, like, all of it was just perfect. So, just shout out to that team. They
Yep.
did a phenomenal job bringing her to life.
Oh yeah, and shout out to the kid actors, like the way I'm telling you that Sonic run, that anime run, the way that they did that, it's hard to run like that. I've tried it. Um it's not easy and I stopped very shortly after I started. But it like for them to pull it off that way and like have their demeanor and like the stance, it was really cool to see how they did that.
Mm,
I think that they should get big props for it. It was cool to see, a little funny, but it was pretty impressive.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's it.
So good. So good. Well, this was so fun. This was our review and discussion of Weapons. You can find it available on HBO Max, I believe, right now.
Mhm.
And I'm sure as we head into the Oscars, there might be theaters that are going to pick it up again for a bit. And it sounds like it's quite the experience in the theater as well. So loved this discussion. Thank you so much, CeCe, for joining. We always love having you. It's the best time.
Thank you
Whatever
for
it
having
is,
me.
it's always such a good time. Where can people find more of you, your content? You cover films and reaction videos. You also cover other kinds of content. Where can people find more of you, and what else do you got going on the interwebs?
Yes. So I do food content. TikTok, that's the place to go. That's at CeCe_Clemons. I do movie reactions as well. I'm on a bit of a break because movie reactions they're a beast on its own. But I do movie reactions. So my most recent video on my YouTube channel at CeCe Clemons is Weapons. So if you want to watch a full length movie, what kind of sort of it's cut up, but a full movie reaction, it's there. My next plan is to do Predator Badlands. That's the next one that I'm working on.
Yes.
So that'll be fun. I love that
Love
movie.
it.
So yeah, if you want to follow me there, that's at CeCe Clemons, and also on Threads for like more real time reactions or thoughts on movies that I'm watching. I drop on Threads real bad. So if you want to catch me up there, it's at CeCe_Clemons, which is the same as my Instagram at CeCe_Clemons. So that's what I got going on.
Love it. We'll include links into the show notes for all of that goodness of where you can find more of CeCe and all of her content on the interwebs. If you want to also just watch CeCe lose her freaking mind, go listen to and watch our Kill Bill episode review from like a couple months ago. It will bring you joy. If you're having a bad day, go watch that, and you will leave your day feeling much better.
I'm glad
the
to
joy
hear
is contagious.
That's all. That's what I want to do, to spread joy. You know.
There you go. There you go. It's infectious. All right. Well, we'll be back soon with more film reviews, and we're covering a lot of the Oscar-nominated stuff the next couple of weeks. So lots of goodness coming soon, with a lot of good films that I'm excited to get to talk about more with y'all. So it'll be a good time. All right. In the meantime, have an amazing week, y'all. We'll see you soon. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Movies and Us. We are part of the Movie Archer podcast network, so check out moviearcher.com to learn more.
Our name sums it up. We're all about movies and the powerful ways we can connect with each other and the world around us. This podcast is about all of us and our shared stories.
You can subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you tune to your favorite shows. Drop us a rating review letting us know your thoughts about today's episode.
Connect with us on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky at Movies and Us Pod, or email us at moviesanduspod@gmail.com. Check out our website, andusmedia.co, for the latest on Movies and Us and our other podcast, TV and Us.
We hope you have an amazing week, and we can't wait to see y'all very soon.